So just to welcome you all here, and a couple things. The time for the room is in respect of Bindaji's schedule and other things happening for him on Saturdays. The time's limited to about an hour, so a little bit before that I'll probably turn off the hand raising. And we'll try to keep it in a kind of a semi-formal way of asking Bindaji questions. Anything on spiritual topics and Advaita we can talk about, and just make yourself feel free to come up. Any level of question or is welcome. And just also I want to make an announcement at the beginning and the end of the room is that for those of you who aren't aware, there's another house that's newer where Bindaji is doing his Upanishad classes. It's called Advaita Vedanta Satsang. Anyone can join it, but unless you join it, you won't see those classes, and they're every Wednesday and Friday evening. They start a half hour earlier than this room. They start at I guess it would be, I get confused, but a half hour earlier than this room. And we've had 2 classes on the Isha, so I just wanted to make that announcement. So if we can keep the room focused on questions toward Bindaji, and then when this room ends up, maybe another room will open if people want to keep talking. So that's what I have, and thank you so much for being with us, Bindaji. We've been having some really beautiful rooms. So is there anyone already on the stage who would like to, who has a question?
So, Bindaji, see, what is happening is that, in spite of listening to you, many people feel that something has to happen to them to truly know that they are Brahman. Okay, until then they are going to continue to live as if they are individuals. So, fundamentally, where the block is coming from? Is it that it's an incapability to understand the reality? Or is it like, that awareness is not fully active? Or how to look at this phenomena, that the individuality takes over a person so totally that they don't allow any possibility of the reality expressing as Brahman through them?
Well, see, there are 2 aspects to it, Vinod. There is what is called Ajnana, which has got these 2 aspects of it. Ajnana means ignorance. The ignorance has got 2 aspects of it. One is covering the truth, that is avarana, covering the truth, and vikshepa. Vikshepa means projection, projecting something else in the place of the truth. Now, the truth is always truth, and it is always with everything. There is no atom or no object or nothing which is outside the truth, because truth is existence. So existence is prevalent and existing in everything. But in what form it is existing is where the confusion is coming from. The confusion comes from what is called avarana. Avarana with vikshepa. The truth is concealed. Now, for example, let us take our human body itself, human experience itself. We are all experiencing that we are the body as the reality. And at the same time, when we inquire into the details of it, we know that we are not the body, because body is an object for us to observe as an object. I, being the subject, can easily objectify my body, and even there is a state where I am not even aware of my body, which means that without body also I do exist. The existence is at no point denied, whether I exist through the body or whether I exist without the body. Therefore, the object of the objectification of the body cannot be dropped by us for the simple reason because all our experiences are through our body. Body means body, mind, intellect, and the sense organs. Therefore, the dependency on the body for experience is so prevalent in all of us that we cannot think of even a moment where an experience without the body is possible, whether this is waking or dream. But in the deep sleep, we do have that. At the same time, we do not consider deep sleep as very serious experience. This is the reason why, even though we are all Brahman at all the point of time, we are not able to place ourselves as Brahman or know ourselves as Brahman, but we place ourselves as the bodily person and experiences through the body. Therefore, the expectation of a experience through the body is coming to all the mind, which very clearly we can make out that it is a false notion because any experience through the body is an objectification, whether it is through the mind or through the sense organs. Therefore, the subject can never be experienced. That has to be understood first and foremost. Then what is this we are all expecting? We are all expecting that something will happen through the body, and nothing is going to happen through the body. But at the same time, something is going to happen. That even without deep sleep, we will be in a position to experience our true nature of deep sleep when we dealing ourselves with the mind and the intellect and the sense organs, whatever state it is. There is no separate state of dream, waking and deep sleep at that level. So we can't say it is in waking, it is in dream or it is in deep sleep. It is beyond the three. At the same time, it is an experience of our true nature without the sense organs and the mind. As we are existing and we are aware that we are existing, that awareness of our existence as a subject will shine upon us, and that is not an experience as a subject object which we are normally familiar with. This is what I have to say.
Vinod, if that's good, if it's not, keep going. Otherwise, we have people on the stage and we'll kind of go in a PTR order. Are you good, Bindo, or did you have a follow-up? Sorry, I didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, but it's okay for now. It's okay for now, yeah.
Okay,
we can just, somebody else may expand that here.
Perfect. And that was beautiful, Bindo. Very, very good. Okay, let's see. Let's just go in order. Srini, did you have anything, or shall we move on to some of the other people?
Yeah, I think you can move on for now.
Okay. Just in respect, Patrick? Raj? Otherwise, go ahead, Stoic.
Okay, Binduji, good evening. I have a real life experience of a question that I want to ask you. I generally wear a turban. I come from a Punjabi family. And one of the good days in the evening outside of the metro station, I saw a person giving away a Bible. And immediately I had a thought that these people are missionaries, they convert people. But I erased that thought and I accepted the Bible. And I kept it. And I started reading it. I have a question. Generally, what manifests when we come across a situation like this? Because both these aspects are true when we look in the world. A person could give you the truth in the most unbelievable manner that you never expected. And your own prejudices and biases can also show up, which reflect in the world. How do we take such a situation? And what is the truth at that moment? What manifests? Is it my own thought that these people are missionaries and they convert people? Or is it a moment that I might receive absolute truth just from a stranger, which I never might have got? It's a personal experience I wanted to ask.
Shashrikal.
Srikal sir.
My answer to that will be, there is no truth other than you. Anything can trigger that knowledge of you are the truth, can come from any person, anywhere. It need not be a human being. It can be even animals or birds or fruits or trees. Anything can trigger that. But the truth is within yourself. So the prejudices have no role in revealing the truth. Whether it is Bible, Quran, Bhagavad Gita, or Avadhuta Gita, or any other text, or even the truth revealed, whether through a spider or the spider web, or through a fruit falling from a tree. All these are examples where truth in different forms have been revealed to human being by nature itself. So our prejudices should be kept aside. Whatever truth is there, they are all indicative truth. But the real truth or the absolute truth is lying within yourself. And these are all instruments which will guide you to look within yourself through the statements of Jesus, or in the other books, whichever you read, or it can be even the ordinary, some non-fiction novels or non-fiction books or fiction books. But the statements can be so pregnant that it will make you ponder beyond the words to look within yourself. And the truth will come from within yourself. Don't look around for truth. Truth is within yourself.
Thank you very much, sir. Really glad.
And it's fine to have a follow-up if it feels right. Did you feel finished, Stoic, or did you have a follow-up?
Yes, it's very general. I mean, if I take that the way Binduji explained, I usually take it like that. But if I have a very near and dear friend or a family member who holds just the opposite view, that this person is adamant, there is an agenda which is in their mind. Should we ever deal with such a person, or should we just let them be? Should we even encourage them to see the other side, or let life take a course on them? What would be your suggestion?
I will not waste my time on people who are adamant normally. That is my stand.
Amen. Thank you very much, sir. This I wanted to hear. Perfect.
SK, did you want to speak?
Yeah, am I audible, Artemisia?
Did you want? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, suppose I have a friend, like a sick friend, right? Like, who probably because of education or like circumstances and all that, didn't get the opportunity to really understand Guru Granth Sahib, right? And like what it means, what his religion is actually saying. Right, and then one day, like in a railway station, gets a Bible, and then finds truth there. As a Sikh brother or as a Hindu brother, is it my responsibility to actually like tell him, maybe you've not looked at your own stuff a bit seriously, Bindoji, or is it not worth doing this? Let him be, like let truth is there everywhere.
Santosh, there are 8 billion people in the world. Who is getting what? We have no control over it. But unless somebody comes to you and tells you or asks for a suggestion, I personally will not feel comfortable to enter into somebody's private space and enforce upon my own thoughts into his. He has freedom to do whatever he wants unless he comes to me and asks you for a help. Whatever is that, whether he got a Bible or a Quran doesn't make a difference for me. For that purpose, I will not enter into his private space unless he comes forward. So that should be your attitude also, if possible. Otherwise, you are encroaching somebody's private space. Karin, go ahead.
Yes, I did some inquiry in dream and waking, and this is what I came up with, but I would love to have your blessing on what I found. So, if the mind in dream, if the mind is the dreamer of the dream, and you bring that then to the waking, then consciousness is the projection or the dream of Brahman. And then deep sleep and Turiya is the observer on that level, while the mind observer is the observer of the dream. Am I seeing that right? Because it is in the same space, but if it is built up like that, it makes more sense because you start from the material all the way up to Brahman, right?
See, Brahman or Turiya cannot be separated out of any of those things.
No, because Turiya is, once that state is reached, once that state is recognized, because we are that already, then all the levels of waking, dream, and deep sleep is accessible, right? And is being observed. Yes?
It is in there in Turiya, and Turiya is in them. It is not that observable. Observation comes when you look up them as objectives of waking, dream, and deep sleep as objects of the individual consciousness going through the experiences of waking, dream, and deep sleep. That time, he will be in either waking, mostly in waking. I can't say in dream. In dream, normally this doesn't happen. So his witnessing happens in waking, not in Turiya. Okay, you cannot be in Turiya without the waking, because the Turiya is a nomenclature given when you are in waking and you are analyzing your waking, dream, and deep sleep. Without the waking, you cannot analyze the dream, waking, and deep sleep. You agree with me on that?
Because I thought that, not totally, because I thought that Turiya, then everything is known already. So the analyzing, it, okay. Am I seeing that wrong?
Wrong, yes. Because you cannot be in Turiya alone. Because Turiya is the truth, but it is not without waking, dream, and deep sleep. It has to be in one of the three.
So Turiya is also belongs to the appearance?
Yes.
Ah.
You got it now. That word, the very exclamation,
okay.
You got it.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Pushpinder, did you want to ask a question or make a comment?
Okay, thank you to all. I have lots of questions to Binduji. After so many days, I'm meeting and listening to him. Yeah. Binduji, obviously, I want to start with one basic silly question. Here in English language, generally they use this word consciousness, in which everything appears. And then awareness is even encompasses the consciousness. So it will help me if you can please elaborate, maybe with Sanskrit words, the difference between what they mean by at least in Advaita, consciousness and awareness, please.
The word is chit, but in the most of the Indian languages, there is something called anubhava. In your language also that must be there in the Kannada language, isn't it? The anubhava, where you don't have an object. It is neither the thought, nor the emotion, nor the feeling, nor any external object and the qualifications or qualities of that. But you have an anubhava of your own, that ahamasmi, I am there. I am, that I am there, not even there, I am. That sort of an anubhava is what is called the consciousness or awareness when we refer that in the Advaita Vedanta. But in the ordinary language, consciousness is related to something happening in the brain, and awareness is mostly related to objects, emotions, and feelings. So, it is not the language of common parlance which we are using when we are using in the Advaita Vedanta. The consciousness or awareness, what we refer to, is the anubhava of your own being.
Thank you, Binduji. So that is, in one of the simple ways to put it, the space in which this thought appear and disappear. That space which itself doesn't have a quality, because qualities are part of the thought. Only thought will have a quality, or even including the personality. They're all part of a thought. Like in a chess game, there is like I am the king and every pawn is there and everything is there. So even the king, which is a representation of me, the personality and every other pieces and all their emotions are all present, but they're all existing in that space or in the stage, or whatever contains all these representations. That is qualityless, that is timeless, that is cannot be represented because all represented. So that is called chit, is it?
Well, you can say that way you can explain chit, but that is not chit.
Correct. So I am an image, I'm a representation sitting inside this chit, and I'm trying to explain chit, which is not possible.
That's exactly.
Impossible.
Exactly. It
You,
is not possible for you. Vitnyadaram are kena vijaneyat. How can the knower be known?
It can never be known. It can. So in Tamil they say this gundi chettikulla kudura water madri.
Amma, andha maritha.
Sorry. So we are inside a system. There is no way sitting inside the system as a part of the system we can know the whole system. But we can, whatever struggle we have, whatever pointers we have, they're all lies only, but they're helpful. At least, not to get distracted, not to go under 1,000 dreams and all those things. So these pointers are helpful. So to come back to this Advaita, then this word chit, you also touched on this empty anubhava, and in English translation of Nisargadatta Maharaj, they always, Nisargadatta Maharaj generally says, stay in that I-amness. Sorry, not even I am. Stay in that I-amness. That is the only thing you can do, the best thing you can do, is what they say. So now, according to the word of Nisargadatta Maharaj of I-amness and this chit, what we are trying to represent, are they the same, or is there something in between, or is this what Nisargadatta Maharaj says as I-amness? Is it in between chit and the mental representations, or I-amness only is chit?
I-amness is only chit.
Okay, thank you. And just last week, I somehow got this small hint. Obviously, I'm a newbie. The word Hridaya, Ramana Maharshi uses this word very, very frequently. I never understood because I thought Hridaya means this physical heart. How can brain go and stay inside the physical heart is what I was confused for decades. Just last week I got this insight. Actually, Hridaya doesn't mean the physical heart. It might mean the space in which all the thoughts appear. That is why when Ramana Maharshi says, Hridayatil odungu, it means try to let the thoughts go and stay in that space in which it appears and disappears. Is this insight okay, Binduji, or what am I missing?
Yeah, Jay, what Maharshi is indicating is Chidakasha, the Chit in the form of a space. Actually, Chit cannot be even considered as a space because it is beyond space and time. But for the purpose of placement, we always say that no, it can be placed somewhere, means there has to be a space somewhere it has to be placed. So when Maharshi is talking about a placeholder for all this thing related to the consciousness, so that is what he says, Hridayakasha. So Hridayakasha, what he means is the Chidakasha.
Okay, so this Chitakasha is Hridaya then.
Yes.
What according to Ramana?
Yes.
Okay, so then Chida Akasha, I mean,
Akasha, no, Akasha is used there as a placeholder because you need to place something in a space only, no?
Okay, so the space where this thought appears and disappears, we have to have a label for that. And that space Ramana has chosen as Hridaya, is it?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so Binduji, to extend this, one of the things I was struggling to understand last week was, so I mean, this obviously analogies are untrue. They are all still pointers. They are not real. We should not hold on to analogy. I respect that point of view, but still, the mind wants analogy, and many people give this analogies that, let us assume every representation and every mind and every object in the universe are all in one universal screen. Okay, in that one universal screen, Jay's brain appears, Bindu's brain appears, everybody's thoughts appear, and physical objects appear, mango appears, everything appears in that one universal screen. And in reality, that one universal screen only is timelessly present, on which many objects, many thoughts, in the brain or the mind, they appear and disappear. Okay, so it is like if you put a lens onto any computer screen or a TV screen, you'll see it all contains pixel like dot lights, right? So, and then when you look at that whole screen is the timeless reality which is there, but then each personality, each animal, each bird, each rock, everything appears and disappears. Is the example they give. So even in that, from examples point of view, even whatever Jairam's thinking which is appearing in that one singular space without which nothing exists. And in some other area of that one infinite singular screen, Bindu's thoughts appear and disappear. But everything is happening in one only. This separation is mind created. In reality, that universal wholeness don't even know separation. But Jay's as thought separation. When Jay's body grew up, his mind also grew up, and he was taught separation. That you are separate, your money is separate, your bike is different, and all those things. So I also learned or remembered that okay, I am separate and I exist. So all this has come. But in reality, my thoughts also appear in that one universal consciousness. So far, am I logically okay, Binduji? Because I'm yet to go to the question.
Yeah, you're okay. Go ahead, because I have to bring you to the Chidakasha.
Okay. Okay. I know that is the struggle I'm having. So, I, as an individual, normal human being in the society, strongly believe I'm separate. My bank account is separate, and my car is separate from others' car and all things. This is what I believe in and I live with. But so now, where is my Jay's memory stored? Where is Bindu's memory stored? See, they cannot be mixed together in that one universal qualityless Chidakasha. It has to be somewhere, it has to be stored. No, even let us say it is not in my brain, your brain, both are stored in that one universal conscious, qualityless, timeless space. It should be there somewhere, no? Is my question. Or where is it?
Okay. Jay, when you ask these questions, where did Bindu's brain, Bindu's memory, your brain, your memory all exist?
In Jay's brain. I have an
In
imagination. Bindu is a person who is living there, is such and such a person, is of this age, he's got this knowledge. I have a mental model, and you will be having breakfast, lunch, dinner like me, and you will have wearing clothes like me, you need to pay rent or whatever, you have to pay taxes like me, is what I have
okay,
lots
okay,
of mental model about you.
right. Now, what about all the other models in this room or in the universe? Where do they all exist when you are trying to explain them?
They also exist somewhere else. I'll be louder. Sure, yeah. Okay, Binduji.
Yep. Where do they all exist when you want to try to explain? Then explain to me, or as a question, where did you conceive them all existing?
Did I conceive them?
Yes.
Like, for example, let us say Taj Mahal is there in Agra, okay? So now
Whatever it is. No, don't go by Taj Mahal alone. I am talking everything in the universe you wanted to say. You like a bleep or a pixel in your screen, you said. In a screen.
yeah,
So
correct.
I am talking about that screen, right?
Okay.
Where does that screen exist?
Actually, I do not know. I mean, that is a qualityless thing, is an assumption.
No, it's not an assumption. As long as you have conceived it and you are now telling it as a pixel and a big screen, you are trying to separate it out of you and say that there is something existing other than you. But when you were asking that question and when you were coining that question or the situation, did they all exist in your own thought process?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, if they all existed in your thought process, and as Ramana Maharshi has mentioned, where will you place all the thoughts in your space where you want to place the hold? Which is the space where you will hold it?
okay. Now I need a
Ah,
placeholder.
now you got it. Right. Right?
Play that, okay, but okay, now as I grow up normal like any one of the 8 billion human beings, and somehow fortunately or unfortunately hear that, hey, there is God, spirituality, and all these people and all these gurus, master, they say you are one, there's no separation, all these things I hear here. No, these are all representations and all those things. That is not my personal experience, but it cannot be a personal experience also. So now there is a hint. Okay, hey, look, you are not real. The universe is only running the show. You are inseparable from that wholeness. You never existed. We all hear, but why is this knowledge I'm as clear as maybe to Ramana Maharshi or to you or Nisargadatta Maharaj? These people clearly say, hey, look, I never exist. Like, you are speaking to me thinking that I'm this body, but I'm not the body. I'm the timeless wholeness, and you are also the same. We are all part of this whole show, is what they say. So why is that clarity I don't have yet? why is it not my first-hand experience that I am not that one pixel, I'm this whole light with which everything is brightened? Why is that I'm not confident and clear of that?
It is because it is just like I used to tell an example. In a pond where there is algae, gray matter on the top, the green matter on the top, when you throw a stone, that time the green matter will move and you see the clear water beneath it. But you leave it for some time without stirring it, the green algae will come and cover it again. It is like that. You are thinking about this space and this matter only when you want to think about spirituality, but not pratibodha vididam madam. When every thought of yours, you should place hold it in on that space and live your life, which is called mananam. And when you continually do that, it becomes the nididhyasanam for you. It then will become your experience. Because you are thinking about spirituality only when you want to think about spirituality. But spirituality should be your life. Every moment of your life is in spirituality. And whatever happens is in spirituality. And if you know that, and you will be thinking about spirituality every walk of every breath of your life, then it will become natural for you that you don't have to take special effort to think and know that you are that space holder, that Hridayakasha, what Maharshi was talking about.
Okay. That is actually beautiful. And J. Krishnamurti says that, this is uncharted territory. But thank you, Binduji. This actually clearly shows the path. Whenever time permits, whenever you see, just know that you are that space, you are not that disturbance which is happening there. And if the disturbance happens, let it keep on happening. Whenever I can remember and recall, no, this disturbance is not me. I am that space, and all these pointers these people have given are all that name spaces, that labels or placeholders they have given. You are, and even if I can someday claim, I realized I reached it, that is also a placeholder only. This will go on only continuously. Whatever happens, let it happen. And thanks, Binduji. This is a huge clarity. And one more question.
Thank you, Jay.
Actually, I'll keep on asking question unless more people.
No, others are there in the queue.
Okay, then I'll ask one last question for now. It's a small question only. Binduji, a few months ago, I understood that, maybe you are also one of the reasons for understanding that there are two things. One is buddhi and one is viveka. This buddhi is learned. It is like a garment. It is like a shoe. It is given by the society. It is needed to take care of the body and mind. It is okay. And buddhi, the value systems of the society also changes based on the time and the country and the year and location and for the who purposes and all those things. It is like a chappal. We use it to walk in the road so that there is our legs are not damaged. But this viveka is the key thing which actually differentiates what is real and what is unreal. That is what is the core when it comes to society and the body and the mind and the buddhi. Whether you are a beggar, king, or a householder, good guy, bad guy, murderer, everything. Be good, do good is better. When it comes to buddhi, but it doesn't matter what hierarchical level you are, how much bank money balance you're having, how big is your car, none of those things. They are okay when it comes to society, but when it comes to viveka, there's only truth or not.
Jay, your questions are beautiful, but do realize we only have about 15 minutes left and there are other people waiting. So could you just state your question? Your questions have been beautiful.
That's it.
Okay. Okay, then maybe then that's not quite a question. We are having another Q&A tomorrow at the same time, which is 9 p.m. IST, and it's beautiful that we're all here. Binduji's been really on fire today. It's been lovely. Rahul, do you want to go ahead? And I'm going to turn off hand raising right now. I'll open it again if we have time, but go ahead, Rahul. You've been patient.
Yeah, thanks, Artemisia. Namaste, Binduji. My question is regarding evolution. Because in evolution, right? Very clearly, firstly, when the Shastras were written, I don't think they were aware of evolution happening. But right now, we see a lot of fossil evidence for evolution, and even right now, we see there is competition all around, and we can clearly see evolution happening. So here it looks like one entity is competing with the other entity, and succeeding, and that's how things are progressing clearly. At least that's what I see. So how can I say that it's the same entity that is doing all that? Because okay, if it's the same entity which is doing this projection, it would play in a different way. But here the play is happening in some competitive fashion. Why? I mean, I'm not able to reconcile these two.
Rahul, you are talking about some event in a waking state of affairs for humanity as evolution studied by the humanity during waking hours. You are not talking about the spiritual path and the reality which we are talking about, not just waking, but waking, dream, and deep sleep. So, to compare a total picture to an event in one of the experiences will be unfair for you to compare between them. Because what statement which is made is that it is a projection of the total truth. The absolute truth is the one which is projecting the waking, dream, and deep sleep. Now you are talking about something about evolution which is part of the waking alone. So really don't compare between these two. How will you able to make a comparison between the two is my question, because I won't compare them two. It is just like comparing my waking experience and a dream experience and a waking. You really can't compare them two, because one is dream, one is waking. And here we are talking about a total truth which is in control of waking, dream, and deep sleep. And how do you control that? How do you say that that is the one which is in the waking alone?
Okay, I mean that is my point, right? In the sense, like both of them seems correct to me, but how? But why this evolution? That's the question.
That evolution is part of the thing which I've been saying. What is the dream? In the dream, you saw a reverse evolution. Let us assume that anything is possible in dream. Now, in the dream, you saw a reverse evolution. Now, will you ask why the reverse evolution?
Uh, no, no, but I mean this is how we can see, right? Okay, in waking state is the actual thing that is happening. Dream state is just
That is the
pure
problem. That
imagination.
is where you are stuck. You are stuck in the waking as a reality. Your words came now. Actual. Waking is actual. It is not actual. Waking is similar to dream, similar to deep sleep. It is one of that. Assume you have got 3 rooms in your house, and you can only be in one room at a time, right? And can you say only one room is reality, the other 2 are not reality, or the house is not a reality? No, you cannot. This is about what we are all facing, the problem of assuming the waking as a reality and trying to justify everything, every spirituality or every experience of other things in the rules and regulations of the waking. That is not what we should be doing. We should give it as experiences are experiences, because they come and go, so they are not absolutely real. What remains without change, whether you are in waking, dream, or deep sleep, is your own existence. That I-amness, that what Jay was referring to, that I-amness is the only reality. With that as the anchor, if you really start analyzing, then you will know where you stand. And otherwise, you will be always, you are standing in a wrong place and trying to find an answer.
Yeah, one quick last question, Bindaji. Like if we think the sleeping state and dreaming state and waking state are like similar, In dream state, the moment when I wake up, all that thing collapses. Like essentially, all the people got moksha without doing any sadhana whatsoever. So is there? So what about the waking state then? Why should I assume that people need sadhana and all? Like death could be the moksha, right?
Doesn't need. If you realize that you're waking, seeing, you know the reality between the waking, dream, and deep sleep. That means you are neither the waker, neither the dreamer, nor the wake and deep sleeper. You are established yourself in the truth. Then you don't need a sadhana. If you think that you are in waking, you need a sadhana. If you are in dream, you think they are a dreamer, then the dreamer need a sadhana. It's just like that.
Okay, thanks, Binduji.
Thanks, Rahul. That was really wonderful also. Breck, nice to see you. Nice to see everybody. Before you speak, Breck, just to say, newcomers and anybody is always welcome up to ask questions, and there'll be another Q&A again tomorrow that starts at 9 p.m. IST. So go ahead, Breck.
Hello, everybody. Namaste, Bindo.
Namaste.
So, Bindo, I just want to remind you I'm coming from a Bible influence when I ask this question, right?
No problem.
I'll keep it.
No problem at all.
I'll keep it very brief. Yesterday, you said two words that not completed, but actually really shined light on a Bible verse. You said the word detachment. You used the word detachment several times yesterday, and you used the word coveting also, right? Which was quite interesting for me, which led me back to a scripture that I've always struggled with in the Bible that says, be in the world, but don't be of the world. Right? And so for decades, I've wrestled with exactly what does that mean that I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world, right? And so when I saw this, I was like, the detachment, when you realize you're not the mind and the body, that initial moment of detachment, if it's understood, opens the door to the bliss to start shining in. It doesn't, this is my question, the bliss is gained more and more by clarity, right? So, but if that bliss enters in and we receive the joy of this revelation, does not whereby the ego before was a detriment to us understanding, or was it? Did it lead us to understanding? I have no idea, but it no longer cannot, this is my question, does not the bliss create an evolutionary process through the form also? That's my question.
See, the bliss is our nature. So the more your ego or the separated feeling through the body gets dropped, that is what when Jesus meant not of the world. Means if you want to be of the world, you need your ego. Without your ego, you cannot be of the world. So the more you get detached, less will be your connection with the world and more will be the bliss shining within yourself. Because bliss, consciousness, awareness, and our existence is the fundamental nature of the reality shining in each and every one, or not on each and every one, in every atom. So the more you are able to detach yourself from the world through reduction of ego, the higher will be the evolution of the bliss within yourself. And the bliss, more the bliss within you, the peaceful person you are, you will be radiating more peace than the world is capable of accepting it. You will be the source of the peace for the whole world.
Okay, so the Bible talks about that this process brings about the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, thoughtfulness, and self-control. So what you're saying is that this blissful conscious effect of our true nature will and should produce a change in the mind and body that will follow, that's recognizable to ourselves and others, or only to ourselves that we're more peaceful, more? It would have to be external also, right? Now the Bible says this, but I'm asking you from your take and what the Eastern scriptures are saying. Are they hinting at the same thing? Because there seems to be, I sense that the ego and the body and the mind are bad things in many people when they talk, but I can't see that, and I'm trying to understand it, that once you're conscious, that shouldn't be the case any longer, right?
Yes, it can't be any more the reason. The more, see, I have one example to give you. There are cases where such peaceful people, when approached by a violent lion or a tiger, they sense the peaceful nature of the person, and there is no fear in the person because the person is peaceful in nature. He is not even afraid of this approaching lion or a tiger, and that doesn't sense any fear or a threat. It also becomes peaceful, and it doesn't either attack him, or it just comes and goes without even, they may smell him and will go without even making an attempt to attack him. Unless, okay, animalistic tendency, it's hungry and it is looking for a food, that's a different issue. But there are incidences and cases where such things happen, as people have been saved. Even for that matter, if you are approaching a ferocious dog, but if you have peaceful nature in your eyes, and the dog may bark at you for some time, and later it will look at your eyes and realize that that you are not worried, you are not threatened by it, you are emanating peace, the dog becomes quiet again. So these are all the things which I have seen myself happening in the people, and it can be testing. So what I mean to say is that when you are egoless person, when your ego is no more there, and you are not going to be a threat to the society or threat to the world outside, and you are emanating peace, that peace is really going to permeate not only in you, it will also affect those who are surrounding you. That will be the way in which it is so powerful it is.
Thank you, Bindu.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Everything today has been really on point and beautiful. So we need to end in just a few minutes, and Deep and Prakash, you often have very meaningful and sometimes a little bit extended discussions. So I'm going to offer this option. Deep, if you have something short. Otherwise, if it would be okay, I wouldn't do this, except Prakash is a friend of mine, and so he can criticize me later for it if he wants, because I don't want anyone to feel excluded. Either Deep, go ahead with a short question, or if you each want to come tomorrow, we could actually start with both of you. What do you think, Deep? How would you like to go ahead?
I would love to. Namaste, everybody, and Binduji, Sat Sri Akal.
Namaste, Sat Sri Akal.
I would actually just pose my question, and if it requires an extended answer, then wait for tomorrow to continue that. But when I was coming in, I came into the room. I mean, Karen was speaking to Binduji, and it was very interesting. And then at one point, Binduji, you said that the Turiya, if I heard correctly, the Turiya is part of the appearance, right? And and that moment, I kind of recognize that moment which you were pointing towards. And I was wondering if what you meant, whether you meant that if you see Turiya as an object that you're recognizing, then it is also part of the appearance, or did you mean something else? And I just wanted a quick or recap, and if not quick, then a longer one tomorrow maybe.
Turiya and Brahman are not different, they are the same. And everything is in Brahman. So the appearance cannot be out of Brahman or Turiya. So Turiya is the appearance.
Okay, like that. Okay. All right. Got it. Yes, I think that was short enough. Thank you, Binduji. Thank you. Lovely,
Prakash.
lovely this thing today. I loved it.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Prakash, do you want something very short or do you want to wait? Which do you want? Okay, so we're just trying to really keep all this sustainable by having a timeline and then closing the room. People can reopen other rooms to talk if they want. Just a reminder. Well, first, just a huge thanks to you, Bindaji. For me, this was one of the best Q&As ever, and some people like Jay brought forward just beautiful points. It's on replay for everyone. And then just a reminder that if people, I'm making a little bit of a joke here, but God willing, we'll have another Q&A tomorrow at 9 p.m. IST right here. And then Isha Upanishad classes Wednesdays and Fridays, 8:30 IST PM, in the Vaidyavedanta Sangha. So, join us. And, again, thank you so much, Bindaji. What this really means is that as long as it works for you, there's 4 different times every week when we can meet with you, and it was beautiful. Do you want to say anything else, Bindu, or should we just go ahead and close?
Yeah, we can close, I think. Thank you all for the lovely questions. I enjoyed all of them. And it's really interesting that there are serious questions and serious inquiries in this group. I'm happy for all of you. Hari Om. Namaste.
Hari Om.
Hariya.